We've had quite a lot of activity over the last couple of weeks, last 5 or 6. Most of the concrete that we're going to see above grade was poured. The slab pour was just a little over a month and a half ago. In that time, we've made a whole lot of progress. And as of last week, midweek, we poured the elevator hoistway, and with that finished most of the cast-in-place concrete. The remaining concrete to be poured will be the second floor slab, and that will be after the steel is erected for that floor, which begins this week. So I'm going to take a little walk up what will be our entrance off of Adams Field on the west side of the building between Murray Hall and large rehearsal. And you begin to see how big we've gotten. So we'll take a walk into Murray Hall. And as we look around, we've got a nice big view window that points out towards IM Circle. I think one of the things that has really become evident now that we've actually got all of our structure in place is that these large windows, the views from them are going to be quite outstanding, especially, obviously when the trees are full of foliage and we've got students walking by. I think they're also are going to form a nice bit of connection for the activities of the college to folks walking by. They'll be able to see activity inside the rooms, see rehearsals taking place, etc. So it's becoming pretty obvious that we're going to have some nice vistas from this place. So as you look around, you'll see the embed plates that I was referring to. Those are for, like the ones you're looking at right now, those are for the balcony in Murray Hall. And that opening is the doorway coming from the mezzanine. These plates down lower, this is an angle plate that forms the battered wall at the back. Battered meaning angled. So the wall will come up straight from the floor to this point, and then the entire wall is sloped back towards the top. That is in an effort to make the sound produced in the space come to the wall and rebound at an angle to make it do this and fill up the space as it goes up. Every room has got one of these battered walls in it. This is what will be the lobby. These cantilevered beams you see in front of me are to carry the mezzanine as it comes along the top of the lobby. This is open in the lobby space below, but above there's a mezzanine deck that has a student study area and lounge. Large opening in the front that's a 2-story curtain wall, again with nice views out onto Beale Gardens, also especially in the summer. But we'll have a door over in this area that goes out onto the patio, and we'll have that large terrace out on front that connects to the old on the one side and has steps going down onto the field to the west with some planting beds in front. This space is our kitchenette / commissary for events. The other side of this wall is percussion storage, right up to the plate on your left, out to this wall, and this is the opening from percussion into storage. Percussion similarly as all the others, large window, in this case looking out onto the courtyard. From the other large spaces, they look out onto Adams Field, but this one looks out onto the courtyard. Usually in this room, this is the one I used to describe the roofs. The roofs on these spaces are what are called mansard roofs. You've probably seen them on older Victorian houses. They are sloped 45 degrees approximately in 4 directions with a flat top. Same here, slated to match the existing building. But as you look up high on the wall, you see beam pockets with plates at the bottom. The structural steel that holds up the roof will be framed within those openings and set on those bolted connections at the top. The wall that runs above those forms what's called a parapet. It's a short wall that runs around the perimeter of the roof and forms a a gutter almost for rainwater. And then it will be angled up to a flat section at the top, skylight in the center, precast panels that get applied to the sides, and then slate on top of that. So this room that we're in, I'll walk across here and get a little scale. So the walls here are 34 feet high, with the additional height of the roof to the center at the underside of the skylight. It will be about another 15 foot higher than that. So this whole room to the top of the deck above the window will be about 50 feet high. All explicitly for volume, areas for the sound to grow and evolve as it moves through the space. You can imagine entering this room through this door, and when that tree is leafed out and there's a little activity going on the field, I think it's really going to be something to see. With this room is the balance of the welding that has to be done by structural steel. Some of these embed plates haven't been dealt with yet, but steel is due to be delivered this coming week, and we will see framing members flying through the air and being set, and then we will have a completely formed structure and be ready to start doing finishes inside, which will be an exciting point. Okay, so we are now in the basement area, the new basement area that's going to be filled with practice rooms. Behind me is the existing building, the 1938 structure. Immediately behind me, we will, over the course of the summer, we're going to cut an opening in through that wall into the basement so that we form our point of connection between old and new at this level. To my left, to your right, is the area of wall behind the existing room 6, which is Gwen's percussion teaching space. That becomes the new recording services. Immediately here is a storage room currently for percussion that becomes our corridor, and then the rest of it stays as is. So in order to get an easy way to move large instruments around, this ramp was cast in as part of the project. So this will enable piano technology to move pianos from the existing building through our opening here that we're making down this ramp and staged in all of our practice rooms that need them. The rooms to this side, which is south, are all of the percussion practice rooms. You can see there's a lot of material staged in here because we've started setting block to enclose all of these spaces individually. And then on the other side of this ramp are our 3 large jazz combo rooms is where they will be. This entire structure, the way that it's generically, we'll say generally built, the base structure is cast in place concrete. The separation of each individual room will be done with cementitious masonry units with CMU. It's what people used to call cinder block, although it's not made of cinders anymore. That is just to form a box. So we will form a masonry box between the concrete and the CMU. And then inside of that box, we make another box. That box is physically and acoustically separated from all the rest. So that is how we maintain our separation from space to space and from each space to the structure, is by building them as a box inside of a box. So as I walk down the ramp and get down to the base, we're again immediately adjacent to the elevator. The elevator is this opening over here. This light you see in front of me is that communicating stair that comes from the basement up to the corridor between Murray Hall and Large Rehearsal. This area right here on this landing is our student lounge area, which there'll be some furniture here, vending things like that. But the elevator lobby basically comes out into this opening, and this space is a lounge area. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed our little walkabout. It's really exciting at this point to see, now that we've got the large spaces formed, you can really begin to see how much area we are squatted upon here and how transformational this project truly is. Once we get the area infilled between large and medium rehearsal, and you won't be able to see the building inside anymore. I don't know if you can see a little peek of it through there or not, but it's really going to change the appearance of this entire side of the field, and it's exciting. And I hope that comes across, that it's exciting for me. It's really exciting for me. So anyway, glad to have you along. Hope you enjoyed it.